Today we're going to do a speed test between a Roku 3 and a Fire TV. Now, a few disclaimers. This is about user experience and not about testing how fast the processor or the RAM is. This is all about the speed of the average user when they're using the device. To accomplish that, we're using fully updated boxes to the day that this test is. We are also running stock. I know many Fire TV users mod their Fire TV, run in developer mode, put XBMC, other devices on it to either change it directly to boot into something else or to allow installation of XBMC. This is stock. This is for the average user to see if I buy a Fire TV and a Roku 3, what would my experience be? So right here we're in the main menu. Let's just kind of do a little test to see how quick we can get to Netflix. So we're launching here, and here we are. Still waiting for the Netflix to get in, but the Roku 3 by far was the quickest one to launch in. I also remembered when my last episode I was watching was on it. So that's loading the app. Roku 3 much quicker. Part of that is the fact that the Roku has quick launch buttons on it. On the newer versions of the 3 they do. Netflix, Amazon, and Hulu are on there. The Fire TV does not have quick launch buttons. So let's back out here. Let's go to the home screen. We're going to jump back out. And we're going to go repeat this test and see how quickly we can start a video. As soon as the video starts, I am going to exit out of the video. We'll wait for the other one to catch up. YouTube's been awfully aggressive and even clips shorter than 30 seconds putting on a lockdown for copyright infringement. Hasbro seems to be really bad with that right now. So with that disclaimer, let's get this test going. So to get in Netflix, okay, Family Guy is already loading the film. It's in. We're going to exit out on the Roku 3. We're still waiting for the Fire TV. There we go. It's loading now. And there we are. We're in. Significantly faster Roku 3. Not sure why. The processor in the Fire TV is faster, but I think it just comes down to software and the quick buttons helping out a lot there. I would also like to, let's jump in there. We can show you that they're basically the same app. Back out. And I think part of the issue with the Fire TV is it always does a full load. Other apps, which I'll show you in a moment, Fire TV seems to remember the app like the Roku 3 does. So here we are. Exact same experience. They're both on the same network. They're both on the same Wi-Fi signal, everything. So 10 down, 1 up, middle of the day, so it shouldn't be much of a problem. Same app set up on it. All right, well, let's go test out Hulu. That's another one that is a quick button on the Roku, but the Fire TV jumped a lot quicker. One thing I seem to struggle with sometimes, I don't know if this is my box, but I'm going to press this button once, and it launches into an episode. I don't want to watch the episode, it's just the episode that is coming up on the welcome screen. Not sure why it does that sometimes to me. But let's go out to the home screen and test that again. So the Fire TV seemed to load quicker. But, yeah, right now it's loading Doctor Who. I don't want to go into an episode. I wanted to browse. I don't even know how it selected Doctor Who. So while the Fire TV is faster, the Hulu app just does weird things on it for the Fire TV. Let's actually go in here and let's get the same thing. Let's do another Family Guy episode here and test this out. This is Hulu Plus. So replay last episode and go and see which one loads first. Fire TV, but not quite as significantly as the Roku 3 beat it with the Netflix testing. So they're both quick loading, but I have to go with the Roku 3 on this just because the Hulu Plus on the Fire TV annoys me. I don't want to go right into an episode. Let me show you this again, right here. One click, and it's loading the episode from the main menu. I don't want that. very quick to do it. It remembers the app was open and is kind of running it in the background right now, but that's not what I want. Now, here is kind of where things on the user menu break down a little bit. The Roku is a little bit of a simpler design. So I'm here in the home screen. Let me go back there. The Roku has a simple grid. I go over and just a grid of channels. The Fire TV has, once you jump to the left, or to the right, excuse me, it's got your recent, all your recent apps you've used or shows you've watched. And then I go back here. I have to, once I'm in this recent, I can't go down. Let's say I want to go back and look at featured apps and games, featured movies. Once I'm in this, I'm locked up. Or where with the Roku, I can jump around between rows. The nice thing about the Fire TV is it remembers what you've been using, and more often than not, your desired app will be in the recent. With the the Roku 3, I have 76 channels. I kind of like being able to scroll through them because there's often I'll watch them on the Smithsonian channel, and then a few days later I want CBS News. Well, that's a little harder to jump around as quickly inside on the Fire TV. I have to be in the left menu, scroll down to apps, and once I'm in apps, I can go to my app library, popular list, spotlight, and so forth. So if you're somebody who plays a lot of different apps, jumps around a lot, will watch some Weather Nation in the morning, will watch a little ESPN3 live stream for the evening news like I do, Fire TV is a little annoying that it's a lot of extra jumps it seems to get to them compared to the Roku. So let's go back up to the home screen and let's take a look at this. Let me go up to the top of my Roku feed. And we'll look at this as if going to ESPN3. So I'm going to go to ESPN3 on both devices. And the Fire TV is a lot quicker in this just because I went to it last. So it was in my recent. So I got there a lot quicker. We're low on both. But the Roku 3 actually came up first. I don't know why it does that, but it did. You know what? It did it again. It started a video. No idea why I did that. It's probably because that was the last one I was in. But let's do this. Let's look at latest news. Find something on both of these. Here we go. Braxton Miller. Let's try to watch both of these. Extra step on the Roku 3. More beautiful load screen on the Fire TV. Roku 3 loaded first. There we go. Fire TV, Roku 3. So they're both there, but for some reason the Roku 3 loaded the video faster. Now that we're out of both, let's go to the home screen, test this again, going just to load the channels once we're on it. So we're on Watch ESPN on both of them. Let's click it. Oh, I don't know why that, oh, I know why I did. I hit the wrong button. Let's try this again. Let's go to Watch ESPN, hit the buttons. Watch ESPN app loaded quicker because it was already in there. So, faster loading of the app on the Fire TV. It remembers the recent faster loading of the videos on Watch ESPN. There's a Roku 3 app. Well, one of the annoyances about the Watch ESPN app when you first get into it, it starts in this additional menu layer. I don't know if you can see it. There's like a layer over the top that says Featured Sports Channel and Settings. To get over the videos, you have to right click and then you can scroll down to Live TV, ESPN3 content, and so forth. I'm not really sure why they're showing different content on both of these. The Watch ESPN3 on the Fire TV is only showing 5 items. The Watch ESPN3 line on the Roku 3 is showing 21 items. Why that is, I don't know. But it does seem that the Watch ESPN on the Roku 3 for some reason just works better. Let's do this again. We're on the same video again. Let's test this out. I'm going to click both. Have to do the extra step on the Roku 3. They're both loading. and see who gets there first. That was almost instantaneous. Really impressive. So let's go back in there. Let's try that again. And again, it tries to load right into the video. So let's go down, same video. We're going to do the same thing. Extra step Roku 3. See who wins out. Third time tiebreaker. FireTV won, but not by much. So I think it really comes down to the programming on the apps. For some reason, Hulu and Watch ESPN are remembered on the FireTV, but the Netflix app you have to fully relaunch every time. The quick button on the Netflix for the Roku 3 makes it quicker for that. Now the real difference here is if you're a Amazon Instant Prime subscriber and you watch most of your content in Amazon Instant, the integration with Amazon Instant here is excellent. It remembers your TV shows, and it's all right here. Recommended TV, recently added, and so forth. The downside to it, let me go get into the Roku 3. Here we go. This is the library in both of them. The thing I like about the Roku 3, while it may not be as pretty, is you have one row at the top for movies, and then a row at the bottom for your TV shows. Now, if I'm here to watch a movie, but I've been watching all TV shows, on the FireTV, I have to scroll through 90 different files to find the movie I wanted. But on the the Roku 3, the 7 movies I own are right there across the top, and then the 41 TV shows I own are at the bottom. To me, I would rather have them broken up. That's something I hope the FireTV does, will allow you to break that out, to easily get to your movies and your TV shows of your video library separately. Now let's go back to the main menu. So we're on the main menu. If I want to go to movies, right there they are broken up. Here I have to kind of scroll around. Right there, recently added Prime movies. A lot quicker to get to it on the FireTV. Also, didn't mean to exit all that. Let me show you the search voice feature that is really nice on the FireTV. Charlie Brown Christmas. Charlie Brown Christmas. I forgot to hold the button there. There it goes. Charlie Brown Christmas. I select it. There it is. Let's go over to the the Roku 3. And try to find that right there, CH, and it's all the way down there. So a lot faster. Roku 3 is a lot slower. If you're looking for search a lot, the FireTV is very nice. Now let's talk about this for elderly parents. The downside to the FireTV, I think, is the remote. Couple things for if you're trying to set up a parent or a grandparent, as many do. The voice control may be nice, but especially for elderly grandparents, this has a tougher time detecting their voice, and they have a harder time understanding to press and hold and do that. My parents love the ability to just hit Netflix, and there's Netflix. They don't have to say anything. They don't have to try to use a wheel. I know when I first gave this to my parents, they were like an old iPod, moving this around and nothing was happening, and you have to click it like arrows. On the Roku 3, you have nice arrows, big play and stop buttons, quick launch buttons, back and home. Where on the FireTV, let's just put these side by side, the buttons are a lot smaller, not nearly as well marked. So for elderly parents, Roku 3, just because ease of use. I really can't say that the FireTV is that much easier to use with a voice search. Yeah, it is nice to press it and then hold down and say Arrested Development. See what comes up. Oh, you know, I was talking during it. Arrested development. And that's what happens. Arrest of development. Let's see if it comes up with anything. Did not come with arrested development. Let's try this one more time. Arrested development. There we go. And once it pulls up and shows you the name, you have to click the select key again to get into it. So half a dozen one way, half a dozen another way on some of these features, but I think overall the Roku 3 is the best device. It may have a slower processor and not quite live up to the specs of a Fire TV, but it's software we're dealing with and a user experience. And the user experience on the Roku 3 seems to be better. The potential of the Fire TV is greater, at least in its current version. I do expect Roku to come out with a newer box that'll probably rival the processor and the RAM. But for now, let's do this one more time. Let's go to Netflix. I'm already in that in the Roku 3, and I'm still loading that in the Amazon Fire TV. Netflix is the #1 app. I have to recommend the Roku 3 to anybody just because I really do think it's faster in user experience when in the stock mode. I do believe for your parents, your grandparents, those not tech savvy, if you have a spouse that isn't or a roommate that isn't, the Roku 3's remote is just so much easier to understand, and those quick buttons, they made a difference for my parents that they can easily watch video online without having to dig around a lot. And just sometimes weird things happen on the Fire TV. Let's see if it does it. Hulu Plus, I was in other apps, it's been a while. One click, and again, it's launching the video. I do not want that. I wanted to watch a different show, but now I'd have to back out and go back into it. So Roku 3 pulls ahead, but in its current generation, the Fire TV shows a lot more promise for future updates that will probably resolve many of these issues, as the Roku 3 has been out for a little under 2 years, and the Fire TV's been out a little under a year, at least since its announcement. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments of the video, and I'll do my best to answer them. And I'll be happy to hear your disagreements, but just my experience, my personal user experience, not looking at the specs, I think the Roku 3 is a better deal, and it's faster than people think it is.